Hello students, and welcome to the lecture on Understanding CRM. After this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Explain the concept of CRM. Understand the relationship management in practice. Define the applications of CRM in industry. Discuss segmenting, targeting, and positioning in various services. Explain the principles to practice of CRM. Describe the concentration on customer lifecycle value. Explain the involvement of top management. Let's first understand what CRM is. In the mid-20th century, mass production techniques and mass marketing changed the competitive landscape by increasing product availability for consumers. However, the purchasing process that allowed the shopkeeper and customer to spend quality time getting to know each other was also fundamentally changed. Customers lost their uniqueness as one became an account number, and shopkeepers then lost track of their customers' individual needs as the market became full of product and service options. Many companies today are racing to re-establish their connections to new as well as existing customers to boost long-term customer loyalty. Some companies are competing effectively and winning this race through the implementation of relationship marketing. These principles are using strategic and technology-based customer relationship management, or CRM, applications. In some organizations, CRM is simply a technology solution that extends separate databases and Salesforce automation tools to bridge sales and marketing functions in order to improve targeting efforts. Other organizations consider CRM as a tool specifically designed for one-to-one customer communications, a sole responsibility of sales, service, call centers, or marketing departments.
Hello students. Today, I will explain what a customer relationship management system is. Most companies today are focusing on customer retention and developing customer relationship management systems. This involves the systematic tracking of customers' preferences and behaviors and modifying the product or service to meet the needs of their customers. Information technology, particularly database systems, is an integral part of customer relationship management systems as companies capture vital information about their customers and adjust elements of their marketing programs to better meet their needs.
Professor Siegfried, is marketing communications an important part of customer relationship management?
Yes, Sarah, marketing communications becomes important as companies strive to create more personalized and meaningful one-to-one communications and manage their customers and the selling interactions they have with them. More effective ways of communicating with customers is important, such as social media.
Let's now discuss the concept of CRM. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. It is a strategy used to learn more about customers' needs and behaviors in order to develop stronger relationships with them. Good customer relationships are at the heart of business success. There are many technological components to CRM, but thinking about CRM in primarily technological terms is a mistake. The more useful way to think about CRM is as a strategic process that will help better understand customers' needs and how one can meet those needs and enhance bottom lines at the same time. CRM consists of helping an enterprise to enable its marketing departments to identify and target their best customers, manage marketing campaigns, and generate quality leads for the sales team, assisting the organization to improve telesales, account, and sales management by optimizing information shared by multiple employees and streamlining existing processes, For example, taking orders using mobile devices. Operational CRM. Operational CRM generally refers to products and services that allow an organization to take care of their customers. Analytical CRM. Analytical CRM addresses the analysis of customer data for a host of different purposes. In general, it is used to design and execute targeted marketing campaigns that optimize marketing effectiveness. Collaborative CRM. Collaborative CRM is communication with customers and covers direct interaction with customers, including feedback and issue reporting.
Operational CRM. It's a term that we use at Collier Pickard regularly to describe that piece of your CRM culture, your CRM implementation, that is the configuration and operation of the software that underpins the culture. Within the world of operational CRM, we believe that user engagement is the key issue in making your operational CRM effective. And therefore, these are points which we'd like you to think about whenever you're deciding how an operational CRM system will work best for you. First of all, if you want people to use the system effectively in order to improve the customer-centric nature of the way you do business, in order to make it easier to attract customers into your world and retain them as long-term, long-spending customers, then the people using the operational CRM system need to have a clear understanding of what it is, what it's trying to achieve, and they need to be able to use it very easily. In an ideal world, an operational CRM system will actually become invaluable to the people using it. Their jobs will become easier using the operational system, the operational CRM system, than they were hitherto before the system was deployed. If that's the case, we can get to the point where your user community feels genuine ownership of the operational CRM system, the quality of the information that it holds, because it makes their job so much easier, becomes important to them, and it becomes a vehicle for creating very high data quality within the operational CRM database, which in turn becomes the source of information that you need to make quick decisions, informed decisions, and run your business in a smooth, fast, efficient way. If we have this situation where operational CRM is creating high data quality, then we can use the operational system to deploy best practice rules. Analyzing what works and what doesn't now becomes very informed because the quality of the data is very high, and therefore adopting best practice and tweaking the system so that it becomes even more invaluable to people doing their jobs more easily in a more customer-centric way, it becomes the outcome of the operational CRM system. It evolves and your best practice improves as you get better at customer-centric operation.
Now we will study relationship management in practice. There are many definitions for CRM, and best practice companies adopt one that is shared across the organization. Otherwise, the very term CRM will conjure up many things to different people and then lead to confusion. These companies see CRM as a series of strategies and processes that support and execute a relationship vision for the enterprise. In their eyes, CRM is a series of strategies and processes that create new and mutual value for individual customers, builds preference for their organizations, and improves business results over a lifetime of association with their customers. Restructure employee compensation to reinforce CRM priorities. Much of the problem, of course, is a company pushing a new set of customer-centric priorities, while the old set of compensation practices remain the same. Bulldoze goat paths do not pave them. Fixations on CRM technology result in paved goat paths time and again. One has heard executives lament about how one started focusing on technology too early in the process. Segmenting, targeting, and positioning various services. The market for any product is normally made up of several segments. A market, after all, is the aggregate of consumers of a given product. And consumers who make a product are of varying characteristics and buying behaviors. There are different factors contributing for varying the mindset of consumers. It is thus natural that many differing segments occur within a market. In order to capture this heterogeneous market for any product, marketers usually divide or disintegrate the market into a number of submarkets, segments, and the process is known as market segmentation. Attribute for effective segmentation. Market segmentation is resorted to for achieving a certain practical purpose. For this to happen, the segments arrived at must meet certain criteria. Identifiable. The differentiating attributes of the segments must be measurable so that one can be identified. Accessible. The segments must be reachable through communication and distribution channels. Sizable. The segments should be sufficiently large to justify the resources required to target them. Positioning. Positioning is what one does to the mind of the prospect. One iterates that any brand is valued by the perception it carries in the prospect or customer's mind. Each brand has thus to be positioned in a particular class or segment. Let's now study the application of CRM in industry. Many of today's most effective CRM processes and strategies are so successful because of the underlying technologies that enable and support them. In dynamic, evolving industries, new technologies continue to allow us to interact with customers in ways one never imagined. Retail. The retail industry has made a paradigm shift in strategy from being product-centric to consumer-centric in the past decade. Also, there is a rapid adoption of internet technologies. A major challenge that service providers face is to establish a robust customer relationship management process that accurately collates related customer information for their organization. Banking. CRM is a business model that aligns product and sales strategies with customer requirements and preferences. Services are then provided in a timely manner using the channels that are preferred by the customers. Hospitality. Hospitality management is both a field of work and a field of study. In the work sense, it refers to management of hotels, restaurants, travel agencies, and other institutions in the hospitality industry. As a field of study, it refers to the study of the hospitality industry and its management needs. Telecom. Most of today's telecom customers who use their phone apps to check the menu at a local eatery or to text a friend are clueless about the origins of electronic media. Only those holding a Medicare card perhaps appreciate that in the early days of phone service, the telephone company's customer relationship management only involved the employment of a local switchboard operator to place calls, and the operator knew everyone in town. Social networking consisted of tapping into a party line conversation where there were no private landlines, let alone personal wireless cell phones. Relationships are the essence of life. It is difficult to think about any society or organization to survive without relationships. One is the invisible threads, which build a unique bond between individuals and organizations. On the one hand, these bonds may be as strong as iron pillars lasting for a lifetime, whereas on the other hand, it's as delicate as a feather, which may be broken within no time. Managing relationships is a very difficult and complex phenomenon. Organizations are realizing the importance of the vital role played by relationships in achieving and maintaining the cutting edge in the marketplace. It had advocated that the purpose of any business is to create customers. It is the customer which gives an opportunity to the organization to serve him or her. The success of any organization primarily depends upon the sustaining the customer advantage that is retaining the customers for a lifetime. Aviation. In today's global marketplace, airlines are faced with an unstable and highly competitive business environment. Most airline companies perceive that it is increasingly important to react quickly and effectively to changing demand patterns of the customers. The challenge is maintaining profits in the face of forceful competition. The opportunities are in managing customer relationships to earn customer profitability that can contribute to the firm's profits. If airlines do not know the information, like who are the customers, what are the customer's expectations and needs placed on the airline services, then how can airlines guarantee that one is serving their best services to their customers? The average growth rate of world air travel is approximately 5% per year over the past few decades, with substantial annual variations due to instability of global economic conditions and differences in economic development in different parts of the world. Travel planning, reservations and ticketing, frequent flyer program, campaign management. The vision sometimes changes as the firm gains experience in CRM and as technology makes new things possible. For example, at a major Canadian bank, their vision has evolved. Initially, the vision was associated with the development of customer information systems. Personnel then identified 5 components that the firm built in stages to implement key aspects of the vision. These components were associated with developing a complete, real-time, single, and accurate view of each customer. Simple though it sounds, it took several years to accomplish, given the sheer scale of the enterprise. The vision was initially conceived in terms of a strategic capability, that of customer information. Today, the vision is more focused on the delivery of differentiated value proposition through products to customers. Involve top management. Top management always pushes successful CRM. There are never any exceptions. If one does not lead the charge, it will not happen. Before CRM will work, the top person needs 2 things: a vision, clearly enunciated across the organization, and the will to make it work across functional boundaries. Each of the constituents, sales, marketing, manufacturing, or whatever, has an inherent belief that one is the most important department in the enterprise. Without a strong executive sponsor taking responsibility for the final sign-off on the completed system, the inevitable result is that strong-willed committee members will shape the final implementation to reflect their desires for their departments or divisions. Top management is responsible for the daily management of line workers, the employees who actually produce the product or offer the service. There is top management in every work unit in the organization. Although top management typically does not set goals for the organization, one has a very strong influence on the company. These are the managers that most employees interact with on a daily basis. And if the managers perform poorly, employees may also perform poorly, may lack motivation, or even may leave the company. Manage cultural change and people issues carefully. What one is dealing with is a whole set of new roles and responsibilities. One is moving toward a much more customer-focused organization to implement CRM. One needs people on their side to make change happen. To do this, Show people what's in it for them and listen to their feedback. Concentrate on customer lifecycle value. Understanding the value of a customer relationship over time is an integral part of CRM. Mei Lin Feng, co-founder of Frontier Ventures, advises to ask, which customers repay investment? Which just gobble up resources and should be referred to a competitor? One will only know who one wants to find as prospects when one knows who one wants to keep as lifetime customers. The first CRM application is like a 15-watt light bulb in a dark room. It's not very bright, but can make a huge difference. The wattage can be turned up to 250 when relationships are viewed as a select set of assets to be developed. Customer lifetime value helps one to maximize profits. It shows which customers buy more of products and services. It also shows one which customers are more expensive to serve. For instance, many businesses have a class of consumers who are more expensive to serve, maybe making frequent returns or expecting free services to satisfy their frequent complaints. Not only do these customers represent higher costs, they have the potential to infect other customers. Communication. In social media, customers create additional value not only through buying additional products, but through spreading the brand message through their social networks. Support. Also, customers create value when one provides support to the brand by answering questions about the use of the product, suggesting additional usage for the product, and other types of support for people who own the product or are interested in buying the product create value for the brand. Provide training and support. Prepare for continuous improvement. Training and development describes the formal ongoing efforts of organizations to help improve the performance and self-fulfillment of their employees through a variety of methods and programs. In the modern workplace, these efforts have taken on a broad range of applications, from instruction in highly specific job skills to long-term professional development. In recent years, training and development has emerged as a formal business function, an integral element of strategy, and a recognized profession with distinct theories and methodologies. More and more companies of all sizes have embraced continual learning and other aspects of training and development as a means of promoting employee growth and acquiring a highly skilled workforce. Create a corporate culture that supports continual learning. Employees today must have access to continual training of all types just to keep up. If one does not actively stride against the momentum of skills deficiency, one loses ground. If workers stand still, a firm will lose the competency race. For the most part, the terms training and development are used together to describe the overall improvement and education of an organization's employees. However, while closely related, there are important differences between the terms that center on the scope of the application. Successful CRM is an ongoing process. After one has developed strategy, defined a project plan, involved all the right people, chosen appropriate technology, and implemented the program across the enterprise, now what? Train new employees. New employees will require the same level of training as existing personnel. Maintain adequate system support. For example, if one is asking sales teams or channel partners to manage their business through a CRM system, one must give them a fast, easy way to get support. Plan appropriate enhancements and upgrades. One will continue to improve the way one sells over time, so systems will need to be enhanced accordingly. Did you know in 1949, the de Villiers family lost 16-year-old Robert Rosler de Villiers to leukemia? His death led to the creation of a foundation called Rousseler de Villiers, which is now known as the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. It is a strategy used to learn about customers' needs and behaviors in order to develop stronger relationships with them. One of the challenges faced by successful business is to build consumer confidence. While recruiting employees to give customer service, there is a tendency to concentrate more on functional expertise, technical competence, and knowledge rather than interpersonal or communication skills. Assist the organization to improve telesales, account, and sales management by optimizing information shared by different employees and streamlining the existing processes. There are many definitions for CRM, and best practice companies adopt one that is shared across the organization. Otherwise, the very term CRM will conjure up many things to different people and lead to confusion. The differentiating attributes of the segments must be measurable so that one can be identified. Defining a target market requires market segmentation, the process of pulling apart the entire market as a whole and separating it into manageable, disparate units based on demographics.